Imagine waking up tomorrow and discovering that every book, phone, computer, and written word had disappeared. You couldn't search Google, you couldn't write down a recipe, you couldn't save a phone number. If you needed to remember something important, you'd have to keep it inside your head. Now imagine living like that your entire life. No books, no maps, no calendars, no written instructions. Yet ancient humans remembered where water could be found, which plants were dangerous, where animals moved, when seasons changed, and how to make tools. So how did they remember so much without writing? The answer may reveal something remarkable about the human mind, because ancient humans didn't simply remember information, they built systems for remembering. For most of human history, writing didn't exist. Modern humans have existed for hundreds of thousands of years, but writing appeared only a few thousand years ago. That means almost everything our ancestors learned had to survive without being written down. A hunter couldn't leave a note saying where water was. A parent couldn't write down which berries were safe. A skilled toolmaker couldn't create an instruction manual. Knowledge had to move from one human mind to another. People were the libraries. An elder might remember where water appeared during the dry season. A hunter might recognize animal tracks. A skilled craftsperson might know how to shape stone into a useful tool. Losing that person could mean losing knowledge. So humans developed powerful ways to make information memorable. One of the most important was storytelling. Imagine an experienced hunter warning a child about a dangerous valley. He could simply say, "Don't go there." But a story is harder to forget. He might describe crossing the valley at sunset, hearing an animal nearby, and barely escaping. Now the information is connected to a place, a time, an emotion, and a consequence. The brain isn't just remembering a fact, it's remembering an experience. Stories could carry warnings, hunting knowledge, seasonal information, and lessons about the environment. And people didn't only use stories, they used repetition, rhythm, movement, and demonstration. A child learning to make a stone tool could watch an adult, copy the movement, make mistakes, and try again. Knowledge became something they could see, hear, touch, and practice. Ancient humans also used something we still use today. Places. Think about your home. You probably don't need written instructions to find your kitchen or bedroom. Your brain has built a mental map. Ancient humans could build much larger mental maps. A mountain could mark a direction, a river could act like a natural road, a distinctive rock could identify an important location. A valley could signal where animals or water might be found. The landscape itself became part of memory. Instead of writing "water is here," the environment provided the reminder. For hunter-gatherers, this could be incredibly important. They needed to remember where resources were and when they might return. The land wasn't just scenery, it was information. But knowing something once wasn't enough. Ancient humans needed knowledge that could last for years. And repetition is one of the strongest ways to strengthen memory. Imagine a child learning animal tracks. The first few times, the marks might look meaningless. After years of watching them, the same tracks could reveal an enormous amount of information. What animal passed? Which direction it went? How recently it passed? Sometimes even whether it was moving normally. To an inexperienced person, the ground might look empty. To an experienced hunter, it was full of information. This happens because the brain becomes better at recognizing patterns through practice. Ancient humans practiced constantly. They walked, hunted, gathered plants, made tools, watched animals, and taught children. Their daily lives were filled with repetition. Their environment was their classroom. But there was another advantage. Ancient humans lived in social groups that meant knowledge could be distributed. One person might know plants, another might know hunting, someone else might remember seasonal water sources, another might know the safest routes. No individual had to remember everything. The group could collectively know far more than one person, and children gradually absorbed that knowledge. This created cumulative knowledge. Each generation inherited what earlier generations discovered, then added something new. A better tool, a better hunting method, a better understanding of the landscape. Over thousands of generations, small pieces of knowledge could become an enormous cultural inheritance. Humans don't just learn. We learn from people who lived before us. Survival depended on memory. Survival punished forgotten knowledge. Forgetting a water source, a dangerous plant, or a predator's territory could have serious consequences. So useful information was repeated, demonstrated, corrected, and passed on. Memory wasn't just a mental skill. It was part of survival. And because survival depended on shared knowledge, teaching became just as important as remembering. A child learned a little, practiced it, then eventually taught someone else. So were ancient humans simply better at remembering than we are? Probably not. Their brains weren't equipped with magical prehistoric memory. The bigger difference was what their lives demanded. Today, we outsource memory constantly. We use phones, GPS, calendars, books, photographs, and search engines. Ancient humans had far fewer external tools. Their environment demanded that they remember routes, seasons, animals, plants, and social knowledge. And repeated practice made those memories stronger. A modern taxi driver can develop an extraordinary mental map of a city because they use it constantly. Ancient humans did something similar with the natural world. Today, if we want to remember something, we can write it down, photograph it, or save it digitally. Our ancestors had none of that. They carried knowledge inside their minds. They stored it in stories, traditions, demonstrations, landscapes, and other people. A mountain could become a landmark. A story could become a warning. A tool could carry generations of practical knowledge. An elder could preserve memories that existed nowhere else. Before humanity built libraries, humans themselves were the libraries. And perhaps that's one of the greatest secrets of our species. We didn't become successful because one human could remember everything. We became successful because humans learned how to remember together. Generation after generation, knowledge survived, then it grew. Then, eventually, humans learned to write it down. The first books didn't create human knowledge. They gave something much older, a permanent place to live. This is how humanity remembered before. Humanity learned how to write. This is HUMANOVA, exploring humanity's greatest mysteries.